Greetings everyone, this is me again, Zara Bazak. So now revisiting some of the ayats I've explained in detail and summarizing or explaining more in detail. Let's see how it goes. I'm not prepared for it, but from my previous live streams regarding this Quran ayats and my notes, so the ones I've put in notes, so give no, they are men like us. So here you see in Surah Furqan ayat 7, 8 and 9, who is saying this, right? God is talking about, and they say, what is this messenger that eats food and walks in the markets? Why was there not sent down to him an angel so he would be with him a warner? Sorry, I've had a disturbed sleep and there may be slur in my the way I talk and all this, so please bear with me. Now these three ayats, they are about someone who I've known in my past, a Muslim, and you know how Muslims, I've realized, say that there's only Allah and go straight to Allah. Do not call on anyone but Allah. Right. So I think these Muslims, some of them, they're so confused, but they think they're very sure of themselves about their religion, right? And the little knowledge that they've had from their parents and all that upbringing, without reading the Quran properly or anything. Even when they read the Quran, they're blind, deaf, and dumb, as the Quran says about them. Right? These very Muslims. So this girl, a friend of mine from all levels, she had come from Canada. She used to come and say these things to me against my Shia religion. She didn't realize how ignorant she was, right? I mean, even in the Quran, some of these Muslims do believe not to call on anyone other than Allah. There's a verse there in the Quran. It is unforgivable sin, and it goes into shirk if you even have partners with God. But that's not what it is, the way I found out in this Quran ayats. From the Quran ayats, somewhere in the middle from what the Shias believe in and what the Sunnis, even Quran only and only God only, without even the messenger of Allah. Right? Some of them, they say only Quran. Like Umar said, and Abu Bakr said after the death of Prophet Muhammad, that if you worship Prophet Muhammad, know that he is dead, and that if you worship Allah, then know he's ever living. He never dies. So you see, these Quran verses, they refer to those who don't believe in the guidance coming from, that is the guidance of Allah by which He guides whomever He wills of His servants. If you want to go directly to Allah, and these are not examples given to you that you should go directly to Allah. No. In all times, okay. Oh God, these extra prayers or something going on? Okay, sorry about this, background sound. Oh Muhammad, Surah Anam ayat 90. Those are the ones Allah guided to the right way. Follow then their way and say, it's not only and say, I ask of you no reward. Right? It's not merely that. It is merely an admonition to all mankind. So that you are told in this ayat. Okay, my voice is a little bit bad. I apologize also for that. I've had coughs and all and been disturbed. Had some attack on my neck, and there's a bad energy here. Okay, those are the ones Allah guided to the right way. Follow then their way. What is their way? It's not like what Abraham said, that Allah will guide me. I'm going to Allah. And to just stop at that. You have to follow Ibrahim and his way now. Surah Yusuf. Wait. What with insight? So I'm unable to say this properly. They are like men. They are men like us. This year I was. Give thought, or give insight, or what? Right. So some Muslims might think, oh, these prophets came to guide us, that we should go straight to Allah. Call on Allah alone. Wa'abudu ta'budu. What's that Surah Fatiha verse, right? जाहिल के जाहिल रह गए हैं, हम क्या करें? Bang, head banging on the, now. बाल सफ़ेद हो गए हैं, 1400 years हो गए हैं. फिर भी the some of the Pakistanis and these Muslims, जाहिल के जाहिल, देखें क्या, they've remained ignorant. I'm sorry, I have to crack up. Like I don't want to laugh at anyone. But sometimes they would be laughing at us. No, they would be very serious and say, shirk, shirk, shirk. Beheaded. Shirk. Don't go to any saints' tombs or mausoleums or dargahs. Say, I only advise you one thing. Give thought. No. So here I was going, where was I going to? Surah Yusuf, Ayat 110. They continued until when the messengers despaired. No. It was said, no. Sorry, which one was it that in Yusuf 109? And we sent not before you as messengers except men to whom we revealed from among the people of cities. No, 108. Okay, finally got it. Say, this is my way. I invite to Allah with insight. Right? It's here like I and those who follow me. Now is God talking? No. So the messenger himself is talking to himself or something. I know. He's saying, so I have to follow myself, my way, and those. I invite myself and those who follow me. So recently, ex-Muslim Ahmad had brought out this verse. And it was not too complicated. Salam on myself, like when you enter houses. So he corrected us, like looking unbelievably shocking. Many errors like this in the Quran are coming up. Thanks to ex-Muslim telling us, and some Christian apologists, apologetics, or what are they called? Sorry. Those who criticize Islam. I and those who follow me. Right? So, look. Sometimes it's very sad. I don't want to be sad, because then I won't be able to get up. Say, this is my way. So I have to keep a strong heart to come here and share this. And it's therapeutic for me. It's like self-help. And also hoping that it will help you come out of this religion. Stop being ignorant and misguided greatly. Right? Come out of this religion. So here we have an insight. And now whoever wants to interpret it like, no, they're still saying one God and exalted is Allah. And I'm not of those who associate others with him. Right? Here it comes. So there are these Muslims who say, well, these were the men who didn't say, even Isa al-Masih didn't say, worship me and my mother. But he said, worship one God. And this is what they came for. To tell us and guide us to worship one and only one God, and call upon one God alone. And do not associate those who associate others. And do not I am not, no, and do not associate others with him, with Allah. And so this guideline is very important. But then, my dear Muslims, you have not been given, you not to give that acknowledgement to your Rasulullah, right? The one you have to obey, Surah Nisa 80. Actually, you are worshipping him, but you don't even know. These men are very important. These men Allah has chosen above all the rest of the universe. Alameen. People, the whole universe. Right? These men, Allah has guided. Take guidance from them. But what verse can I show you? If it is only one, it does not mean that it is less than the verses repeated in the Quran. Surah Maida, ayat 55. Allah, the messenger, and the one who believes, goes down, pays zakah, pays zakah while going in ruku, and doesn't say, noteworthy, it is Shia caught him. Shia said that, look, it doesn't say prostrate, it says ruku. So we have to read it in context about this ayat. Who is it in the mosque who gave? Jibreel came begging, Ali, 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 right? So, and we think, oh, yes, we got it. Honor him, help him. This, the Surah Fat ayat. Okay, not only Surah Maida ayat 55, take allies, Allah, Prophet Muhammad, and the righteous among the believers who would go into ruku and pay zakah, or pay zakah while going into ruku. Sunnis have it a little bit different. Like you can take any awliya's protectors, and they say it is a white thing. It's not so important as to like the Shias take it for Prophet Muhammad. But this very important point should be the Shias take it. I don't now. That's this thing. Right now I cannot explain. Then from you can go to Surah Fat ayat 9, and you can see that you have to help him. You have to. They say Allah in the end, but in the end they are wrong. The translators, it's not Allah. It is even exalt him, but praise, glorify him morning and evening. It is Rasulullah, right? Anyhow, I could go blue and I could lose my voice saying it's Rasulullah, but I found some Muslims, this friend I had, very, very she think that she know much, very stubborn, headstrong, like it's right. In other ways, maybe very nice. She has friends who are different from different religions. She not mind and all this. Okay, so this kind of a thing, on one hand, like being, living in Canada and all this. So she was a pain in the neck for me for some time, misguiding me to read the Quran only and not go into my religious context, taking the Quran ayats in context. So I was lost for, I guess the Shias, reading, well, the ayat say do not call on anyone other than Allah. And then, we have these Sunnis coming up that saying kafir to us and all this. Very bad. And they object to our crying for Imam Hussein. Even crying for Imam Hussein, they object. Azadari and all this remembrance of the grandson of Prophet Muhammad. Very, very funny Muslims, I tell you. And they say the Shias not Muslims, right? That I will surely fill her. Okay. So what ayat? What? Surah Nisa ayat, what equivalent? Now look at Surah Takwir ayat, how they. But we not call He Messenger Kareem. Surah Takwir ayat 1920. So I'm all sorry if I eat up words and you know. So I'm going a lot ahead. So okay, about this, give thought or give insight. Also, give thought. Okay, back to that. They are men like us. You see, those are the ones Allah guided to the right way. Those are the ones whom Allah has guided. So from their guidance, take an example. So you see, coming back to Surah Furqan, you Muslims who tell Shias and even Ahl Sunnah, let's put, bring them. I'm not doing fitna, but very seriously looking at this. You see why they give too much importance to the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad. I mean, first the Quran. So there are Muslims who do not give much importance to the Sunnah. They say Quran only and Allah only. They have to see who the Quran came to. Yet they say, no. Guidance only. Look at these Quran ayats. Okay. So now we haven't worked, and the debate goes on and on and on until we drop dead, God forbid. And they say, what is this messenger that eats food and works in the markets? So do you see, these are the people who are the Allah only. And Allah is not having a good time with them. Allah does not agree to them. You get it? Yet there are Muslims in this category. When they tell the Ahl Sunnah, why you give so much importance to Prophet Muhammad's Sunnah and life story and hadiths and read the Quran ayats in context. Or why is not a treasure presented to him from heaven? Or does he not have a garden from which he eats? And the wrongdoers say, you follow not but the man affected by magic. Surah Furqan ayat 9. Look how they strike for you comparisons. Now you know what? I think they say he's mad. He's a man. No. Affected by magic. So he's much. Yeah, it's gone case. Look how they strike for you comparisons. But they have strayed, so they cannot find a way. So sorry, I have not worked it how I tell you that in a roundabout manner. You see, it's a hodgepodge, it's a confusion. Some Muslims take the Quran ayats like that, some go through this way, some go I don't know which angle, because it's confusing for them too, but they will not admit. They think they know. It's like dogma. You believe in something blindly. You're given something and you believe in it. And you ratify it. You read it like a parrot and you mug it up. And whatever you've heard from your parents and, your Maulana and this and that, you just gulp it. Digest it. And you're living it. Without giving a thought. Yet they have... have they taken, besides them, gods that cannot create nothing but are themselves created? And what kind of example is this? Look at how. So Shia, some of these Muslims who are not even Ahl Sunnah, at least the Ahl Sunnah, they come They say, okay, we will bardash, we will tolerate. Some Pakistani friends I've known of my mother, and I've known a family. They don't go too much into this. So, not make such a big deal out of it. Yet they have, so I don't know how to explain that to you, right? That it is, oh, because some ayats are like for those, Quran only. And yes, it can be taken like, don't take any, don't even, after the guidance has come to you, drop Prophet Muhammad and just Allah. And do pray taqwa, Allah, taqwa, no, namaz, zakah, zikri Allah, zikr. You know, all this Hajj, fasting, pilgrimage. That's it. That's the way. No other wasila. Don't go through Prophet Muhammad to Allah. And yet we are told he's closer to the believers than their own souls or selves. Surah Azabah. So we need to acknowledge first who brought the Quran. But still you will, these Muslims, no, they're stuck on saying that Allah. We can't even say, Ya Rasulullah. Well, he's not dead because he's a mercy of Allah. How can he be dead? In body, yes. But not in soul, spirit, yeah. He's mercy of Allah sent on us. We can say, Ya Rasulullah, and he's supposed to hear us, but I don't want him to hear me. Right now. Or any time. Because he was such a tyrant and a liar. So there's very, very confusing. You see? You don't know. But you think you know. I remained in the confused state. And his people argued with him. He said, do you argue with me? Now this is Abraham, Surah Anam ayat 80. Now Abraham is saying, when you know the Firaun and not know. I become so dumb thinking, how can Firaun be with Aman? There was a vast difference. So someone correct us recently mentioned this, and I was reminded that I was also thinking Haman was at Pharaoh's time to make fire for Abraham. No, Moses. No, Moses' time. He was in Abraham's time, then he was in, wasn't it Haman who put the fire for, started the fire for Abraham? Very big fire. So Abraham says, I don't want Jibrail. Jibrail come to him, he said, no, only Allah help me. So this is where the Muslims say that, look, they may read the Quran ayat in context where Jibrail came. Oh God, now from where context? Or is it the ayat that Jibrail? I don't think there's an ayat. Jibrail came to Prophet Muhammad. Ibrahim, Hazrat Ibrahim. So the fire. We said be cool. Fire, be cool for Ibrahim. If you keep waiting like this, fire, be cool. So here some Muslims right? Quran ayat. But in context, if you read it, so I was thinking, I was thinking that if they read in context, Jibrail, Ibrahim, Hazrat Ibrahim said, no, Jibrail, I don't want your help. We commanded the fire, simmer down. Let there be peace upon Ibrahim, right? This Surah Anbiya at 69. So if you read this in context, maybe they have it. I was told that Jibrail came to Ibrahim. I said, I will help you. And he said, no, only God will help me today. So maybe only God will help me here. So they say take the example of these anbiyas and you become like you just go directly to God. And if fire come, God will help you. Wasila come, you say fireman come, you say no, don't come. Like how? I was thinking maybe because you are not Abraham, but maybe they at that time they say we have not gone to that status position of Abraham. But if we were in that position of no shirk, complete reliance on one God, then we not need a fireman. Then we say, fire be cool. And fire suddenly become cool and become roses, flowers. Change, fire change. So I leave it open for you to see how confusing it is and how ignorant. And the last part hitting you with the last part here. I just leave it open, right? Last part I tell you here I found. Now you see I explained all this here also. If you could, if you followed me, and if you're not confused, I blame you. But if you are confused, I don't blame you at all. Give thought or give insight or rely on revelation or what? And when to give thought, when to. Shias have worked it out, Sunnis think they have worked it out. The non-Sunni Shia Muslims think they have worked it out. Now we come here, Surah, where is it? Surah Allah. Why did Allah want you to remain ignorant about the Spirit and couldn't answer the Jews when they asked Prophet Muhammad about the Spirit? So continuing from give thought or give insight, live stream, whatever the name I've given to that live stream, right? When I was discussing this in the live stream, previous ayats. So now I come to, why did Allah want you to remain ignorant about the Spirit when He hasn't made you remain at all ignorant about Allah, giving you 99 names for dhikr and what He is and all that, right? Allahu Akbar is the great, all these attributes of Him. So why did Allah want you to remain, you Muslims, to remain ignorant about the Spirit? Yet He says that, remember, Bala, lest you say that I did not inform you about myself when you were in the seeds, loins from the loins of Adam and its generations, we took a testimony from you, that ayat, right? That, am I not your Lord? And you said, Bala. Yes. So then why remain ignorant about the Spirit? And couldn't answer in context now, taking this ayat. When and why did this ayat come down? They say that the Jews asked him. And so couldn't answer the Jews when they asked Prophet Muhammad about the Spirit. Surah Isra, and this is also like it's called Bani Israel. So it's children of, or Isra is like a night journey. Okay. And many ayats on Bani Israel are in this. It seems like it's from the Jews. Anyhow, this chapter. Anyhow. So 85 verse says, Prophet, they ask you about the Spirit. Say the Spirit is part of my Lord's domain. You have only been given a little knowledge. Now when I looked at the footnotes, check the footnotes. Abdul Halim, translation, where I'm eating up my H's. Tafhim al-Quran, Abul Ala Maududi. Where's the footnote here I put? They ask you about the spirit. They are asking the concern. Say the spirit is by the command of the Lord. Maybe no. Surah Mujadila ayat 22, where it says, "You those He has decreed within their hearts faith and supported them with spirit from Him." I find out here what they say about the spirit. Is it about the spirit? I don't know. I.e., that which gives life. Oh yes, the one. Do you see the one here next to the spirit? So it is about the spirit. Explained as the guidance of the Quran, victory over the opponents, i.e., that which gives life. So at least they have found out some knowledge about the spirit. If you had more knowledge about the spirit, maybe you would, I'm not saying you would be Christians, but maybe you would say this is from Allah, which gives life. Allah breathed into us His spirit, right? We can look at that ayat. And so when Abraham asked Allah, how do you give life and how do you get this life to return to you? So he was told, take birds and attach them to yourself and all this. But I didn't find the secret word name where maybe by that name of Allah, it's just you take birds and then you attach them and they fly away, then they will come back because they're attached to you. That attachment, yes. But I was told, I thought that Abraham had to cut them into pieces. Some say, some tafsir say that the birds were cut into pieces. And then when he called them, they came Salem, wholesome, with life. They flew to him, to Abraham. Yet, okay, so all that we can go in detail. And you are strengthened with the Spirit. That's why you have this power to do. You will not find a people who believe in Allah in the last day having affection for those who oppose Allah and His Messenger, even if they were their fathers, or their sons, or their brothers, or their kindred. Those He has decreed within their hearts faith. He has decreed and supported them with the Spirit from Him, which He supported Jesus also. Remember that Quran ayat? He supported Jesus with the Spirit, Ruh al-Qudus. But here is the Spirit from Him. Again, this must be Ruh al-Qudus, and we will admit them to God. So here you need Ruh al-Qudus to have no affection for those, even if they are your fathers, your sons, your brothers, or your kindred. And then that which gives life. So they worked it out through the Quran. There's the Spirit gives life. It's about Spirit, one. So it was the footnote from Quran.com. About the Spirit which gives life. Allah gives life. And yet now they're saying the Spirit gives life. So, this Spirit is also very important. It could be like what the Christians say about the Trinity thing, that God in action becomes Spirit. That's His word in action, but not in form as flesh as yet. They are all one, but they have different purpose in life or in the universe, a different act, a different, what do you call that? You get that? You get my point? So I'm losing words. I apologize. different utility. But Allah, Spirit is God, because even if that which gives life. What did Hazrat Musa say to Pharaoh? My Allah gives life. Pharaoh said, I also give life. Oh, see, it's coming so close to Allah, one and only. And if you're going to divide it, there'll be duality. And then you're doing, what are you doing in this duality? Separating. Those who separate, what are you told? Are the mischief makers. That Allah commands to be joined. Let's say, what if it was talking about Trinity and you don't even know? What is Allah talking about here? Those who disjoin, those who, meaning separate, disjoin. Oh, Trinity. Or something like this, right? You can't disjoin. Can you separate the Spirit from Allah? Say these are two things, two different things. Those who disjoin what Allah commands to be joined are the mischief makers. Let's see how the verse is actually. Or I read a translation like this, and let's see if I can find the same translation. Are the mischief makers. I think it's in Surah Baqarah. Long time ago. But I have come to this verse in my live streams here. Those who disjoin what Allah, where is it? Those who break Allah's covenant after it is ratified and who sunder what Allah has ordered to be joined and do mischief on earth. These cause loss. So sorry, the translation is like this. Those who break the covenant of Allah after its approval, sever, yani, separate what Allah has ordered to be joined. What is Allah ordered to be joined? So it's Surah Baqarah 27. Let's go to Quran.com and see if there's any footnotes. 27, 9, 2 plus 7. The Mihraj in Rajab, 27th Rajab, who break the covenant of Allah after contracting it, sever that which Allah has ordered to be joined. No, ordered to be joined. Here is a footnote. I'm trying to press on this. That is, the transgressors strike their blows at those very relationships upon which the individual and collective well-being of mankind depends, and which God once maintained on a sound basis. This small sentence is of great import as it embraces the whole human morality and social life. Like when they separated me from Miss Tissa, my teacher, I felt a great, God was very angry. Like when we say talaq happens, divorce, God gets very angry, sad. Metaphorically. So be careful not to separate those who love each other, loving hearts. Very important. This small sentence is of great import as it embraces the whole of human morality. Whole. Not only human, what do you call that? Humanity, but human morality, morals. Not even human welfare and social life. and extends from relationships between individuals to those between nations. There's a general term also, to cut asunder what Allah has commanded should be joined. Sorry, there's a mistake here, does not merely signify the disruption of relationships between man and man. It forbids, not must see. First it's general, right? They talk about. But they don't know when they come to Surah Tawbah ayats. But this, they're just for this ayat. Now, like, if my teacher was a Christian, why is she attached to a Christian lady? Maybe she'll become a Christian, Oh, she's so attached. It's like she worships the Christian lady. What if the Christian lady she starts to go to the church? No, this Christian lady was very nice, but she had her principles and all this. And she would want me to remain a Shia. She would never ever interfere in that. Anyways, I have to put in that word. But anyways, in other circumstances, But the Muslims can marry Christian ladies in Shia Islam. I don't know in Sunni. We're not, the women were not allowed, as a Shia I know, to marry a Christian. But anyways, I wasn't, she was 40 decades older to me. To cut asunder, okay. Disruption of relationships between man and man. Okay? Because, they start to say, oh, they are gay. Lesbians or what? Yeah. Ooh. This is it. Like if, and you Westerners also about this. Please have a look at this, because in Karachi American School, what you did, in my case, you should have brought Miss Desai and me together, and in mutually we work together. Mutual consent, not forceful and like deceptively. I didn't know what was going on. Unhealthy relationship. Now, what if an Arab and my father, what if they become friends, and you know how we Arabs are. Please, 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 come. Every night, come to our majlis. Come to our home. Right? And not to leave. 3 o'clock in the morning, please stay. Man, between, this not a gay. Hello, Westerners. Oh my goodness. At least the Britishers were better in London. So, does not merely signify the disruption of relationships between man and man. It forbids the establishment of all forms of human relationship except the right and permissible ones. Oh. For wrong and prohibited bonds between people have the same consequences as the disruption of the bonds of human relationship as such. So you see, some of you thinking that this gay relationship, and you have played God between me and, my kid's coming from Karachi American School, Miss Desai and I. She was a sports teacher there in Karachi American School. Now you see what I know. Incest happening, how can I tell this poor lady? But how will she believe me if I tell her, come? She came with me to the Imam Barga and to Shah Qasim's Matam, Aka Matam, fire, walking, ladies' majlis. I say, Mr. Sa, I never like this with you. Come in front of the Allah. And you make a straight person doubt herself later on. You know how they make me so distressed for years and years that I start to getting scared. Someone tell me that it may be hidden in your subconscious and all this. Now, when I've not had a relationship, not a thought, not a dream, how can it be hidden in my subconscious? You see, we have grand aunts, you see the person's environment. Yeah, but still, I cannot say that we not have these incest and molestations. No, that I cannot say. But I not like that for my teacher. Pure love, affection. For my teacher, Miss Asteria Tissa. Okay? So a little bit on my case, Karachi American School against Karachi American School. And this breaking of covenant may be Allah, the Spirit, and the Messiah, when he, or the messenger, or the believers, all one. Oneness. Not the disbelievers, sorry, not the apostates. Maybe this also like Fatima, like Panjatan Park coming. 5 holy, pure, 5. Allah, Muhammad, Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein. Not a break, disjointed. Very, very bad. So here we say that Allah not join himself with anyone, not make any partner, even if he say that there is someone, like in Surah Takwir. You not to say, right, that he is with Allah, with the Lord. That too, actually, what a deception. You see this, how you have been deceived. Not to join as partner with Allah here. But it is joined. But Zahra, like that Muslimah, she gave me so much trouble. I learned from her, although I was fed up. And later on, I was very, very fed up of her. Sick and tired. Sorry, I have to say. Enough is enough. Can you not see? She tell me that an alcohol, it do not put it there. Even if put greater sin, it lead to rich. It is satanic, not to go there. But alcohol and gambling verses, right? But as Layla, it did not say haram. Oh, that's why we not have pork, because in Surah Maida, the Quran ayat, it say haram. But in the alcohol verses, it did not say haram. Then I say, why my Shia religious scholars have come to this, that alcohol is haram. So then I get, I thank God online come, I search, I get article that slowly Prophet Muhammad, when he say don't go to the prayer, Allah say, because they were drinking. So slowly it took a year or so for make alcohol haram, because Allah knew that they were addicted. Some of them were drinking. Now the command come that alcohol is haram. You know where from command come? in Surah Araf, verse 33, I think. Now this join, you don't want to join with Allah, the Spirit, the one owner of power, here mentioned in Surah Takwir, I show you. Now we go to Surah Araf. Alcohol not haram. Because it's a verse where it mention alcohol, it say it have greater sin, this, that, but it's not haram. Two verses you can take from the Quran on alcohol, right? And gambling also mentioned and all this. But alcohol, so where it has say haram? Because sin haram, good God, I get the Surah Araf. You see, if you're going to take the verses on their own, like look at the no intercession, then she told me later on, she'd say, I get very tired of her. There's no intercession in the Quran. Now, if she's looking at those verses and ignoring the verses which say that intercession is allowed by the permission of Allah, then what can I do with her? And she even missed those verses. You know, intercession of Rasulullah allowed on the day. Yes, on the day of judgment. Oh, you had Quran. But intercession allowed if on the day of judgment. Can you not work it out? It implied. Then why you put a salawat, durood sharif? Why you? All this nonsense coming from these very, very difficult time having with these Muslims giving us. You see, where I show you alcohol, I should show you alcohol verses. I have to search for them. And I will say, my Lord has only forbidden immoralities, forbidden. What it is say here? Please pay attention. What word coming? Haram. Shameful deeds. What is apparent and what is hidden? And sin. So if in alcohol verses it is say that there's greater sin in this, so you work it out from other verses in the Quran. If every verse you're looking at it, severing it from other verses which are concerned about this, like the sin, wherever sin is mentioned, alcohol is haram. I could go blue in the face, they will not realize. I send her, then she talk about she want to have the upper hand or something with me. Or she not to get it. Even then she not get it. Now she's having this thing with me about hijab and go to my Sheikhu Mamu. Now her Sheikhu Mamu is on YouTube. Sheikh Muhammad, that is not the Sheikh Mamu. He has some Islamic, this Sheikhu Mamu in Karachi. Oh goodness, he have a video rental shop. That's how I know him. Alcohol ayats. Quran. So I'm unable to explain to some of these hardcore, indoctrinated, even like a very coming from Canada and wanting to be open-minded and wannabes, right? I see in their life in other ways. But when it comes to religion, they're very narrow-minded. What they've been taught, guna, don't use, of course, not to use opinion, but the way they see the Quran is different, very different. Oh, you have believed, indeed, so, how to say it? They're very narrow. They can't see further than what they've been taught by their parents or Maulanas about the Quran. the conditioning, it's so indoctrinated in them that even coming from Canada and believing in, because they are clubbing and all this, right? Wearing short dresses and all. Things like that, westernized, drinking and all this happening. But still, of course, like we have to say this is bad, this is haram. But no, you see, I say if I'm smoking, I have to say, right, it's not good, it's bad. Khomeini at one time said that smoking should be haram. I get all, at one time we hear like heresy. Oh, I say, God, if Khomeini was trying to make smoking haram. It's bad. I do it. It's bad. I not say it halal, it is. It may be makruh in my religion because intoxication, it does say like this about intoxication. Not like that. Khamar. Oh my goodness. Intoxicants, khamar, gambling, sacrificing, stone altars to other than God, divining arrows are but defilement from the work of Satan. So avoid it that you may be successful. Right. This one verse. There's also another verse. There are two verses. Let's see if Wikipedia. This is Surah Nisa ayat 43. There's another verse which says that, where is it? Surah Baqarah. They ask you about wine, khamar, and it use khamar and gambling. Say in them is great sin. And yet some benefit for people. Like so our Maulanas, our alims, marjas, they say use it for medicine purpose. Yes, if there's like some alcohol and activate, the cough syrup, it's okay. So use it like that. And how it is haram when you use it to drink alcohol just for the purpose of drinking, not for the purpose of healing, treatment for a cough or a disease or things like that. But their sin is greater than the benefit, right? So drinking alcohol, no matter how much, half a glass is haram. How? And when it is said to have some good benefit, our mullah, our Shias have worked out that only through medicine or, healing a wound, you can put alcohol. But consuming alcohol for the purpose of just, chilling or having a drink, making it a drink, as a drink, haram. Now it is say, sin here, their sin is greater. But what? Their sin is greater than their benefit, right? What should it be? O you have believed, indeed, intoxicants, gambling, sacrificing on stone altars to other than God and divining arrows are but defilement, ritz, abomination, nijis, from the work of Satan. So avoid it that you may be successful. Oh, but it did not say, command not coming. Even that they would, the Sunni, I know, not, yeah, like, these Muslims, avoid them, but command not drink. Now, even maybe she come and say this to me. So avoid it. It's not command. Like she say about khamar. The head hijab thing, ayat. But there's no command to do it. No command. And the import, then she tell me for how you import, how you get this command or not command to find out. You ask my Sheikh Mama. Right? I said, why I ask you, Sheikh Mama? I have my own Shia religious scholars to ask. Thank you very much. I don't need to ask your Sheikh Mama. She tried to brag about her, connection and all this, I feel. I can help you. And my Sheikh Mama's this and that. Wear jalabia, but they're not to wear head. Jalabia, the loose outer garment, allowed when she go out. That in Quran say allowed. Like that. So these Muslims giving many, many problems like this. When I could easily now where her Sheikh Mamu, which Islam he believe in, we don't know. Right? One time she not agreed to him about having two wives in one house. And now she's telling me, go to Sheikh, I will arrange it for you. What this kind of nonsense? So you get Sheikh Mamu, how the verses are imported, whether there's a command here to avoid it or not, or in the khamar sense where jalbab and the khamar head dress going to your, covering your chest. If it's a command even or not. I try to prove to her that this khamar, this headdress covering the chest. Then she tell me, yeah, but now where the command coming? Right? And now I'm very busy. Why are you spamming my Facebook message? You're sending me too many messages. I said, I'm just sending you articles that I find now because I was in that, not for you to read it straight away. You can, because, we're talking about this and there's so much resources. Like if she was in accounts or something, if her work gave her all this to read, project due. But I not give her like that. She put the blame on me that I've been sending her too much for her. I said, but I'm not sending you this to read right away. In your inbox, messenger, Facebook. So, I find that some Muslims, they want to have the upper hand. पाकिस्तान हमारा है, सुन्नियों का है. हम शियाओं को निकालेंगे, मारेंगे. Right? It come to that. I become very sensitive at that time. I start crying on the desk. I put my head, I start to cry. This friend very give me a lot of problem. Like some Sunnis, Muslims come here, and now I don't cry. They harass. They don't see reason. Then I, in a very bad, very weak moment, I said, Khuda inko pujhe. How they kill the Shias? You are one of them. You are stubborn as ever. Who make Pakistan? Oh, then I come to, I exaggerated. Because I'm not well at that time in year 2000. And this friend giving me a lot of problem. She think like it her father's religion. I give her reason, she not understand. I give her proof from the Quran, she not understand. Then she come to, yeah, but where is the command? In the Khamar. Now you see here, greater sin. It brings sin here. That's why our ulama say that be very careful because sin haram here. Surah Araf ayat, why you some Muslims miss. You take the benefit, okay, take the benefit. Avoid it where command. Go ahead, drink as you like. And say it halal. Make it halal on your own. And then be responsible, followed, you will get the consequences. Right? Take the consequences of it later on. When you come to when you come to that bridge, Surah Maryam, everyone going through hell, passing through it. Everyone will pass through it. Bear the consequences that you might fall in and not pass over this sirat, this bridge, which goes over hell. Every one of you will come through it. Will be passing through it. Everyone will be brought to hell, then the righteous will be saved. So if you want to play with the Quran ayats, right, set a council, all of you must, leaders, even Sheikh Umamu, I say, come together. Have you been to a Shia? You are all in discord and you're making it more confusing for me. You can't decide on a single thing, like Surah Nisa ayat says. Why is it that you don't understand a single hadith? Single saying? Huh? Sheikh Umamu believe in this. God knows which Muslim he is, what kind of a Muslim he is. You are confusing me. You people set a council, what do you call that? I forgot the Arabic word for it. Meeting. Come to common grounds like you, the Ahl Kitab are told. And not to make loads of one another. Please, what do you think this, some toying with this? Then I show you later on, okay, I leave it, Shia Islam now. But you see, your own, not in unity. Please, make a, not that what if I told her, it wasn't right of me, right, to tell her that, please, I go to this alim. What if Allama Rashid Turabi was alive? Let's say, the one who prayed for me, I get born and survive. You know, I've known people like Allama Rashid Turabi, who put his hand on my head and say, "Ye to meri beti hai." He pray on my head when I was a child, this small. He gave me Imam Samen, right? I could have showed off if Allama Rashid Turabi was alive. I never tell her that, look, you better come, go to a Shia. I will, not like this. I will arrange. Oh, I know Allama Aqil Turabi. When he was alive. But I not trouble these people, neither do I, want to tell them, non-Shias, to come. When she can thwart her, this thing on me, the resourceful Muslims she knows. And they are debating, and this one, and I went to this one's forum, and now she bring Queen Rani also inside. Now she come later on. and say Queen Rania and this. Oh, goodness. But if I go to Queen Rania, right, now this Muslim girl, she's now in woman. She now in Dubai. She bring Queen Rania and Islam and with Islam. I say I'm sticking to what Fatima Zahra want to. I say in my heart, like I just listen. Okay, listen. You know, what is nonsense happening? You are divided because Queen Rania, she promote Islam, but she wear dress, right? So we're talking about hijab, and then she come to my house from Dubai, and she talk about Queen Rania and how Queen Rania is promoting Islam. Okay, so you get the point. Check Queen Rania. They sent me a picture of Queen Rania and say how beautiful she is, someone else, like with her perhaps. Now, what the Queen, sorry, no copyright infringement intended, but the Queen Rania not wear hijab, right? She wear dress. So we have Ismailis. I never tell her to consider Ismailism. A Princess Zahra with dresses. And Queen Rania also westernized dress. So she used Queen Rania on me, this Muslim. And I not use. I say, okay, I just let it be. Because our princess, she's a Muslim, Shia at least, right? Rouhani family. From Rouhani, Fatima Zahra. Princess Zahra, right? I could have used Prince, no copyright infringement intended. But I stick to my 12 verse Shia. And I stick to the Quran ayats. First explaining how our 12 verse Shias. See, we are divided in our beliefs. Her grandfather, her great-grandfather stopped hijab, stopped wearing. The Ismailis stopped wearing even a dupatta in Karachi. So this problem with the Muslims I had in my week time, she get me like that, very bad. Right? People not care about mental illness or anything, but I care about this superficial nonsense. When it comes to their belief, they don't care. This problem. So there is benefit, but please be very careful because it says there's greater sin. Now sin haram here. And how come they not check this, some Muslims? Now it come haram, right? So that's why our religious ulamas and those Sunnis who say alcohol is haram have realized that, okay, medicine purposes we can consume or use, even drink, but not like that drink. For social, socially going to parties, get-togethers, drinking alcohol, or even alone at home, drinking wine, alcohol. It's haram. Although it say it have benefit, but you not see that it say it has greater sin. There are 3 ayats. So I have to talk like this. What can I do now? I mean, I keep my cool. Saying them is greater sin, and yet some benefit for people. But the sin is greater than the benefit. But it is sin, right? And sin is haram in Surah Araf, ayat 33. Then when you come to such a ayat, like, so avoid it, they'll say, because like they said, no command. This ayat doesn't have a command. Right, okay. But about this, Qamar, put your, I really, and her English also very good. Put your head covering. So now what I'm showing you is the problems I've had with these Muslims who claim to know their religion and try to tell others how to take it. This also. It is ongoing, I think. Here also on live stream. Put your head covering. Take your. So I know His Highness Aga Khan III said no. But I still say, with the 12 Shias, I try to read the verses, what my 12 Shias say about this at that time. Now you see, let's see. And they say to the believing women, that's not the mean command, as some Muslims say, Quran only, or I don't know what kind of Muslims they are, say. So, we have that when it is say like the say, it means command. Or do or not do, it means command. Like it is say, proclaim. If you do not proclaim this, you have not proclaimed anything. Proclaim now, O Prophet. It means command to the Prophet from Allah. So, and say to the believing women that they cast down their looks and guard the private parts and do not display their ornaments except what appears thereof. And let them wear their head coverings over their bosoms. Now, this head covering, it say, open to interpretation, and I went to Asma Barlas's forum and another lady's forum, and they still are having debates on this, that head covering is not say head covering, and things like that, and it's not even a command, and they are using this ayats, the Maulanas. What ayat number? They're not to say here, right? Brandeis University. So what is the head covering? Let me get this. Quran ayat. Put your head covering. Let them wear the head covering over their bosoms. I have to find the ayat, then I go there. See the problems? Your own Muslims not united. So I show you. Still not coming. Surah Nur ayat 31, it came. Fine. Okay, here it is. Right, so this word, and say to the believing women that they should lower off their gaze and they should guard their chastity and not to display their adornment except what is apparent of it, and let them draw what khumur mean, hinna, their khamar. It comes from head intoxication. You remember I showed you the alcohol verse? What alcohol? Khamar. So our ulamas, Shia ulamas, said, since it's from that root word khamar, because the intoxication happened in the head, they say, the brain. It affects the brain. So what has it used here, the word? Be khumur, which comes from khamar, intoxication of the head, right? It will not come in your body. It affects your brain, cloud your brain. Oh, so that's why it is your head covering and not just take a covering and draw it over your bosoms. Not just take a scarf, or just take a bosom scarf. Please look at this. This, I tell you, our ulemas, I say to the Shias and those Sunnis, why this not any kind of like, what do you call that, not a headscarf, but just like, kind of a shawl or something you wear, shawl, okay? Why it not like a shawl that you cover your bosoms with over? Because it's a humor. And then, okay, maybe if you use a wider term, it kufr, covering. That could mean the covering of disbelievers, right? They cover the truth. So is this a head covering? The Shia, Muslims are still like having a hard time. Head covering or not. His Highness Aga Khan III removed this. Say no. Now, were it not a command? So you work this out, right? I try to follow my ulemas and think it head covering. But it could be any kind of covering, maybe. Maybe those women who are fighting for their rights, Muslims, say that it's not head covering. Okay, over their bosoms. Now I ex-Shia. I not even believe in 12 Shias. Over their and their knowledge, over their bosoms, and not to display their adornment except to their husbands or their fathers or their fathers. This, right? This not command. They are saying private aspects, women, and they conceal what to known. They should not, right? This like this, and Allah altogether, or believers, so that you may succeed. So how this import is of this ayat, some Muslims say it's not even a command. It's loosely put, open to interpretation, meaning, yeah, Quran have many errors and it has put you in divisions. Your own Muslim, religious scholars, highest. You see, you bring two religious high scholars and they will have ikhtilaf. Could be. It is possible. Possibility is there, definitely, and it is there. It is a fact. Even Shia, two Shia, what Ismaili Imam say and what 12 Shia say. You see? Bring them together. They have ikhtilaf, disagreement about the Quran ayats. What a tragedy, great tragedy. I see now. You think this small tragedy? You think? Then you are like those people in Surah Nur. Who spread rumors were among you, the people, and you took it lightly. You took it lightly. Whereas in the sight of Allah, it is a grave thing. Right? Where it says, say, you took it lightly. You think this ikhtilaf? Okay, yeah, we'll do with it. Chalta hai. Allah. No. I'm not saying Allah is the light. You took it lightly. Whereas in the sight of Allah, or something like this, it was a grave matter. So you take these things lightly. You even take mentally ill patients lightly. For your religion, you will hit anyone, you will lie like you do, you go off logic, you brag blindly, falsely accusing the other person of lying and misguiding you. You took it as a trifling matter. You see, you Muslims, you took it as a trifling matter, whereas it was grave, a grave offense, crime in the sight of Allah. Surah Nur, ayat 15. Ask yourself, some of you Muslims are still doing this kind of a thing with the ex-Muslims, with even your own Muslims. Forget the ex-Muslims and the apostates. And remember, you are told here that if you trample, that you ignorantly you Muslims, you shouldn't even ignorantly be trampling, lest you ignorantly be trampling upon or hurting your believers, the believers, fellow believers, right? Be careful. But you are not careful. You are nonchalant. And you do. You have heard the Shias. We don't, as when I was a Shia, I used to ignore these things. But you don't hurt us. But you tried false rumors and all this. And the servants of the Most Merciful are those who walk upon the earth easily. And this is wrong ayat. O believers, if an evildoer brings you any news, verify it so you do not harm people unknowingly. Become regretful for what you have done. I think this is the ayat. Translation was, or that ayat I can't find. Believers, do not advance before Allah and His Messenger, and fear Allah. Verily Allah is all hearing. And you are told this. You have to be very careful. You not hurt the Messenger, dishonor him in any way. Not his wives, not his Sahabas. But how you hurt the Shias? Oh, you have believed. And then your heart trembles on what the Shias, if they have to believe in Surah Tahrim ayat, that the wives were not forgiven. They will be going to hell. They will have a double punishment. And how your prophet, they make a prophet disobey the command of Allah, pleasing them. How they annoy him to make him do that. Although I now not agree to the Shia side also, or that full ayat. Oh, you have believed, do not raise your voice above. Okay, and like this, if you, in ignorance, indeed those who Lord, where is it? No, it's not, there is a, when the believer, be very careful that you don't trample upon your own believers ignorantly and then be regretful, right? Something like that. The Surah Hujurat ayat is not coming here. But I think it's in Surah Hujurat. 49:7. It's come here. Sorry, I missed this. Sometimes I miss these. Surah Hujurat 7 ayat. Be very careful. This word, Hujurat, right? You're calling yourselves Muslims? If he were to obey you in much of the government, you should surely be in trouble. But Allah hath endured the fate to you. 7 or where is it? 14. consequences. Allah is still in your mind. If you were to yield to many matters, you would surely suffer the consequences. Distressed, yeah. But he yielded to the Sahaba, so repented, and he changed the this thing law. Now you are allowed to go to your wives during Ramadan, fasting nights, preceding fasting now. Keep in mind, no, but only for Allah you think. Those working hard, you don't care. You don't care at all. With and this evildoer bring you news against the Ahl Kitab I see and the polytheists and all. Problems coming. Let's see which Muslim is going to come here with no regard whatsoever. You know, my grandmother used to say, anyways, but at that time we were Shias. I was a Shia. My maternal grandmother, that if a teacher, if you offend a teacher, it's like you're offending God. You will never be forgiven. Shirk also like that. Until she forgive you, you're not supposed to disrespect. You know, when my teacher, even if she scold me, say, out of this thing, like something in St. Joseph's College, I choke in my mind also not abuse her. What the? I've heard a Muslim who all this saying to me about this and that. In childhood, my grandmother tell me, maternal, that Ustad Diani or Abla, in Arabic we say teacher, if you offend her, and she not forgive you, it's like you're offending God. So you better be careful. There are people who are after justice. Even the Quran, I'd say that. Who are this coming from the Jews or someone I not know, who are for justice. If I was well, oh, you can come. When I was a Shia, and the Sunnis, rumors, left, right, and center, and this friend also, a pain in the, foot about my religion. You can say I'm kafir, you can say I'm mushrik, you can say what you like here. As a Shia, I will not say that may you die. Here we are. You Shias love them, Sunnis and Muslims, they don't love you. They bite their fingers in a rage. But I'm not even like that God who say, you see Shias, we are not, this is not right. Were we told, if a Sunni come and get angry at us, he even take my father and throw him. They go on their mosque roof, they throw stones at our Shia procession. My father get a stone one time. How many times they do it, I don't know. Once I was told this. Another time my father was like, I was there. I think it's in the same procession. I was little. And my father said the stone come on his chest, hit his chest. And there's another ayat, those who, justice is divine, tell you justice, they may be believers, you may think. But those who think, like I think, I'm imparting justice here against this religion for the betterment of human beings, you Muslims also. What? You give me that kind of attitude and all. Give me a hard time. Annoying me. Aren't you departing? You see, we Shias, I never indulge with a Sunni in an argument. I walk away. I ignore. I would walk away saying peace to you, as we are told. Because you are my Sunni brother, when will you realize kirdar se jana, with example of behavior, we are told. So I not even do this with the Shia Sunnis who come and annoy us. Here you are, Shias, here you are. You love them, but they fight their fingertips in a rage. They hate you. Who hate you? Not Christians, not Jews. Who hate us? Tell me, today. Our fellow Muslims. They, you know what the one Maulana come with my father? He say, he agree, he was a Sunni. He become a Shia. He said that the Sunnis, they come with a rifle wanting to kill him. When he changes school of thought from Sunni to Shia. Then he realized that, they are after the Sunni Muslims, some of them are after, they hate the blood. They smell. They hate the Shia blood. Bughz Ali or something. He even say, yes, I agree. In year 2000, he tell me that he was a Sunni Muslim. He become Shia. Some Sunnis, they can't stand Shias. They can't smell our blood. It's coming out of our blood. हम में है Muhammad Makki. Allama Rashid Turabi say. In his majlis, go see Allama Rashid Turabi ki kahani. Allama Rashid Turabi ki Zabaan. So, what this Quran ayat now for? Who it is for? Today, in today's Muslim world, or even the world at large, who is it for? Shias, you see? But will you say, Bibi Zainab, my father tell me, Imam Hussain tell Bibi Zainab, even after he get butchered, everything, whatever happened to them, Bibi Zainab's honor, Muhammad, Bibi Zainab give. Right? What Imam Hussain say? Don't curse Yazid and his army. If you curse, they will be finished there and then. Their generations will be cut off. Surah Qasr, we have given the Qasr. Right? What the Nadeem Sarwar, Noha, Yadikal Khair Biham. You know what the Rabbi Kaaba ki Qasam he says? Like that. Here you are. You love them? As a Shia, I tell you, I would go to Saudi Arabia and say, why you hate the Shias? We love you. We are sending love to you. But they do not love you. And you believe in all scripture. Forget this, right? This is for Ahl Kitab now. When they meet you, they say we believe. But when alone, they bite their fingertips in rage. Say, oh Prophet, may you die of your rage. What if one Shia come out, like you killed widow? You killed my someone we knew. Sipai Sahiba. Ayats member killed, some Sadiq, Sakina Dadi's son. You know, she Irani living Pakistan. Now she's Pakistani for a long time. When I was a child, she was Pakistani, but origin Irani from Isfahan. You killed her son, Sadiq Hamshiri, Sipai Sahiba. And he say, I go to his Yusuf, let's say, how Soyam of martyr, he martyr. Anyways, I go to his 1 year, this thing, anniversary, martyred. I meet his mother, his beautiful wife, his children young. They tell me another Irani, Pakistani lady, she tell me that, this man from Sipai Saiba in jail, but he said that if I come out, if you release me, I will kill Shias. I will kill again the Shias, because you gain paradise by killing Shias. That's what Sipai Saiba leader teach them. They hate the Shias. Now what does come out? May you die of your rage. This lady, his wife, she not to give any He's still alive in jail saying, if you release me, I will definitely kill a Shia. Because killing one Shia is getting paradise, winning paradise. And I will, so I think, how many paradise does he want? Huh? You only get one paradise. Killing a Shia is gaining paradise for yourself. Now tell me, Shias, today, Britishers, Western world, human rights, religious rights, let them choose. Who better now, today? And for how long? What is love? Imam Hussein gave us all, but not curse in rage, but Allah curses in rage them. Say, O Prophet, may you die of your rage. Allah curses them now. I mean, of their rage, about their rage. We have such Muslims who are enraged they hate Shias, they're enraged. And they feel they will get paradise killing one Shia. I heard it from my own ears, but through a third person, where that Sadiq Hamshiri's case in Karachi, Sipai Saiba shoot him. And he in jail, and I say, how do you know he's Sipai? Are you really sure? They say, you know what? He's in jail, and he says, he has the gall. Authorities, police can't do anything. Islamic Republic, it is a Sunni Islamic Republic of Pakistan. You hate the Shia, you want to kill Shia, and you even tell them in jail, and he said it. Can you believe it? Foreigners, can you believe it? That if you release me, the day I'm released, I will go killing Shias. He can't stand the blood of Shias, and he get paradise for it. Now, how many paradise he get? So I'm like, really? Like in jail, he tells the police officers and all, if you release me, I will again get out and kill Shia. Al Imran verse 119. Now who are better, tell me? Should we not go to Canada, America, European countries? Yes. right? But I say, Shias, academically I will not be soft with you either. We are, I know you're Shaheeds. I know some of them, not all. I couldn't even send what to say, how to condole them. My Shia Shaheed. At that time, they're my Shias. Still have a soft corner for them. The oppressed, widows. They make orphans, children. Are Shia, children, orphan. And I say, who will take care of them if like that? Pakistan going down. The dumps. Very, very badly economy, everything. But we've lost. And then in Pakistan, what I was seeing is that this violation of my rights, privacy, and all this, men watching me and all, and calling me when I'm not well. Then it remained the effect. Yes, today it still remain a very bad energy come back in someone's face in front of me. I cannot imagine what if in real life you get a rape. Group gang rape happening in Pakistan. So as a lot of energy, stress, what you say, coming on me, pressure. This is not for one day. As long as I'm awake, and then during my sleep, pain unbearable. They strike me with the Star Wars, what Darth Vader, with currents. It's unbelievably painful. Today I get up, I have to smoke. I call for, they know, where I am, they know I call for, I have to take cardamom. I do this because my liver hurting. I don't know why I cannot clean. I'm cleaning. I just take tissue here, little bit. So, what happened? I get up, I take tea, and I take some cardamom, because if I cannot go to the hospital, cardamom, right? They not spare me. I've coughed for 2 or more weeks. It's like COVID. They not spare me. Cardamom benefits, right? So I say, okay, let's take this. Maybe it's a liver problem with the qigong. I can't do qigong exercise every day. I can't even wash my face every day properly. See, it's got cancer. It could help fight cancer cells. Yet today, the way Zalmi came, he really disturbed me. Then I had to bring out tweets, private messages on Twitter. So what I do, I thinking I'm getting better. They don't want me to get better. I take ginger because maybe I have some infection, right? Also with mental illness, with the energy that's on me, that even Ghalib Kamal, these atheists will not be able to help me because they think I better go to a doctor, a psychiatrist, and take medication. I have problems with side effects. Ginger benefits, right? The moment I tell the grocery, this is very important, please send quickly, because I have pain over all over. I have pain all over. You know how I'm doing this? I will not be able to get up, or maybe I will get up. It's helpful for the time being. Then again, I'm bedridden. I can't grieve for the world. Every now and then something is happening. I check the news, Google News, this, that. Benefits of ginger. For inflammation, this, I throw up recently. You have no regard. I'm saying someone like you know, if I go to a Western hospital, I will say that the doctors will say, no visitors such as no, not allowed. Please realize it's like I'm in ICU sometimes. So I get up, and after a long time, I don't have tea, I can't wash my face, I just take out the cigarette, I want to go back to sleep. I can't sleep, there's energy on my chest still. As I'm doing this, as I'm saying this, I not go to the doctor, but I realize there's some infection, perhaps in my stomach. In my lower abdomen, something like this. So today it all go. Then I get up, struggle. I want to kill myself. I have, then I see that my eyes going weird, like I have Alzheimer's disease, twitching, and I'm acting, I can't take the distress, too much pressure on me. My eyes are going here and there, like I'm going insane. I think, okay, am I losing my mind? How long will it take? Maybe I will be good for the mental hospital. So anyhow, somehow I say, let's maybe hope. What hope? You see, we not want to rely on hope, right? Still, I get some strength. I say, let me concentrate on what I'm doing. But, and they say, if you say these things, the person is very cruel. You won't. You see, you have to remove this evil, negative energy to have herbal, even food, have good effect on me. Because good food I don't take properly. I take tea, this, that, smoking. So they just put water on all. You know, Abu Dhabi, UAE is giving me financial help. So now my shoulder killing, body hurting, please. No medicine working. Those are hard. You know, we're told if you take the Olfen or some Brufen, it's good for the back pain or some pain ache you have, but not good for your liver, for your stomach, for your heart, or they say this. Not taking all the time. Every day you are having pain, better go to the doctor. What kind of people are you? You will be not, and I can't go to the hospital here because if they could give me a bad intake, you know, I not trust His Highness Sheikh Hamdan, right? They could have tortured us here. So now I'm in a very bad state. But even if I go I don't want to go mental here, because you know they could put me in a very bad here in Dubai. And of course, I wouldn't set a brother against a brother. I mean, the Sheikh, my Sharjah Sheikh, his brother is Sheikh Muhammad, and Sheikh Hamdan is his son, and he's the beloved. They love him. He's the beloved crown prince. All around the world, they're following him. On Facebook, I saw, you know, Filipinos and we love you. He's the very loved here by people, foreigners, by Filipinos, expats. Where will I go, right? I don't know. They could inject me, God knows, because I'm thinking if Sheikh. So I not want to go to Sharjah and appeal to. Although I was very disturbed at that time. But I really, if I was in I wouldn't set the brother against the brother, right? And maybe even and I don't want to do that. But if I appeal to my Sharjah Sheikh, maybe he not even want to come and help me because he will not go against I will be the. So you know what they are doing to a mentally ill person? I cannot tell you. I'm just in this one room. There are many problems here. Now this bad smell coming from the gutter sewage that doesn't close properly, it doesn't fix, it's open. Like the lid is staying. So many problems. Water not coming properly. It's terrible. I wish, so I call out to my mother that if, Pakistan, at least, okay, this feeling not gone, but at least in Pakistan, in my home with my mother, decent living, although we had this violation, I felt violated, watching, feeling, and all this. Can you believe it? Like how, can you imagine from year 2000? I've been living this and how I survived until now. So I say, okay, let them kill me, but I don't want to suffer like go to a mental hospital and they're injecting me with all these, and how probably they make mincemeat out of me there. I just want to die now. So if my own leaders I cannot trust, what use now, right? And they've been paying, I've been taking financial aid from them. And the Pakistanis are coming up and harassing an Emirati like me. And plus ex-Muslim. So they're taking good advantage of this, that I will not be able to complain to the police. Can you believe the tension? Even if I want to shrug it off after this live stream, it comes stronger on me without, it's out of control. Madness is out of control. You can't tell a mad person to calm down and relax and just get it off your mind. They're not worth it. You can't do that. OCD, post-trauma. You know what the Europeans have found out? You know what this is? PSD. You feel like post-trauma syndrome, post-trauma. You have no regard for any traumatized person. You don't know the meaning of trauma. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Once this shock is over and all this, that I have been having psychic attacks and violation of my, then I'll have to go through post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't know when I'll heal. I need a cleaner. I need someone to cook for me, at least be there. I can't afford these things. Wash the clothes and helping hand. A nurse sometimes. I can't afford private nurses, things. Even a lady caretaker. So bedridden with my last ounce, I'm operating energy with my last ounce of energy. Plus, not only that, please see, I've got people watching me. My the t-shirt and all this. What are they showing me? You know what they're showing me? I mean, it could be my enemy showing me. Oh, because I say about the breasts, cleavage. So they are getting me here. Because my t-shirt, I always like full up, like, Recently, I have to quickly, okay, so they are getting me. Maybe she looked like my uncle's daughter. So some have an interview here. Some Britishers or foreigners have an interview with her. Recently I realized she's showing her cleavage, sorry. Then I look at my t-shirt. I'm private. Like when a grocery man come, I put a gown and completely cover myself. I'm alone. She looked like my uncle's daughter. So they're getting me for this. This is a difficult conversation. Trigonometry. Oh, so they're teaching me a lesson to respect the women and not bring the past out about her aunt. Like, are you Ilham? When I say, you know Ilham? Now they're trying to teach a mad person, sometimes I go off, a lesson. Right? I will talk about this. I've been hitting so bad. You're putting this pressure on my breast, on this, and saying, behave yourself. Like, don't bring out the names of those you've suspected to be your enemies. So, yes, you Muslims are going to apply force on an already oppressed person. And you want to teach me a lesson. To stop saying what's in the past now. And to trust your society, my family members, or those who came. Trust them when they have betrayed our trust. This is the way you want to build trust. Huh? This is your way of punishment. Let me see. I'm going to talk about this. I will come afterwards.